In this video, we'll take a glimpse at how Morna Simona and Dr. Ihaleakala Hulen created their versions of Hooponopono. We'll start with Morna.
Hi, my name is Tiny Devlin, and with me today are Morna Simona and Dr. Hulen. Today we'll be talking about a traditional healing method of relieving stress and developing yourself spiritually. This process is called Hooponopono. First of all, I'd like to find out how you got involved or developed this process. Morna?
I was familiar with the old method they called Hooponopono, which is being practiced in Honolulu today. But this is my method because I've updated it, and I did have this in other lifetimes.
In other lifetimes?
Before I was born in this lifetime. And for me, I think we have had lifetimes after lifetimes and experiencing different lifetimes from time to time.
Morna conceived her version from the wisdom of the traditional Hawaiian Hooponopono, as well as from the accumulated spiritual knowledge of past lifetimes. In order to pass down her spiritual teachings, she wrote 3 books, each for the 3 levels of training: Basic 1, Basic 2, and Basic 3. The complete course of these trainings take years to attain. After Basic 1, a student will need to practice for 2 years before taking the Basic 2 training. After Basic 2, one will have to practice for 3 years before taking the Basic 3 training. But students will benefit immediately by practicing the 12-step process taught in Basic 1. Currently, IZI-LLC, an affiliate of Foundation of I Inc., organizes only the Basic 1 and Basic 2 classes. There is no Basic 3 class. The full text of Mornah's original manuals are no longer available to students. Michael Mickley, who is also a student of Morna, wrote the book Coronation of Consciousness as a home course. The book contains all 3 levels and provides explanatory narratives that are necessary for self-study students. However, the prayers in the book have been reworded, so they are not the same as Mornah's original version. He also introduced a 14-step process, which is close to Mornah's 12 steps. The book is available for sale on Mickley Media's website. Dr. Ihaleakala Hulen did not write any manual or book on his teaching. He did publish an 8-paged article based on his 2005 notebook. In that article, he acknowledged that Morna Simona taught him the self-identity through Hooponopono in 1982. The article summarized his entire teaching and can be found on the IZI website in multiple languages. In the article, Dr. Hulen cited scientific research studies to show that the intellect, or conscious mind, is only conscious of between 15 to 20 bits of information per second, compared to million bits in reaction in the subconscious mind. Therefore, the conscious mind is almost always overwhelmed by memory replaying in the subconscious mind. He also illustrates the process of petitioning to the divinity for transmuting negative memories in the subconscious mind. The petitioning process is often referred to as cleaning, or cleaning of memories. And the triggers of the petitioning process are called the cleaning tools. Certainly there are similarities between Mornah's version and Dr. Hulen's. He probably learned the 3 selves concept and the petitioning process from Morna. He presented them in a more articulate fashion with modern vocabularies. However, Morna had never taught the mantra of I love you, thank you. Dr. Hulen must have created them on his own. Perhaps we can get some hints as to how he invented those tools in this interview.
Is this, I know that this is a revised version of Hooponopono that you work with, and I'm wondering whether or not the method that existed, and I have a small familiarity with the previous version of Hooponopono.
Tell me what the previous version is.
My understanding of it is that a group of people would get together if there were misunderstandings among them, and there would be a person standing in as a facilitator, and it would depend upon that.
More like a guard.
Oh, okay. The guard would ensure that a smooth process unfolded so that people would come to some kind of understanding.
Yeah.
In some workshops that I've taken that have been about Huna and
there's no such thing as Huna.
oh, there isn't.
No. That's made up by some white lady person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was wondering if in the previous version, the earlier version of Hooponopono, before Hawaii was infiltrated by foreigners,
Visited by
foreigners,
Yeah.
if you think that perhaps things were different, then
Well,
if a society evolved that was perhaps more enlightened.
listen, if you look at across the culture, across all the cultures that we have in this great village called mankind, you will find only two models, and one model is very rare, and that model is you got to go talk to a guru to get to talk to the divinity, right?
Right.
This one you can talk directly. You don't need a guru, you don't need a coach, you don't need a master, you don't need any of those. You don't even need, if I'm angry with him, I don't need him because the anger is in me.
Right.
So why would I? So the thing I liked about this when I heard about it 20-something years ago was, wow, it's just my own stuff, and I can go directly to divinity who can erase it, you know? Yeah. So the Hooponopono that we teach, you're on your own, but you got a good coach called God. Yeah, you can talk directly, and only that force in you can erase. There's no guru, there's no master, there's no pope, there's nobody can erase. Only the divinity in you can do that. So I'm going to talk to why should I go to an in-between? A wholesaler.
Indeed, on many occasions, Dr. Hulen emphasized that we are God's creation, and therefore we only need to rely on divinity for inspiration. Perhaps his cleaning tools are all inspired by divinity. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we will take a closer look at the famous story of Dr. Hulen healing dozens of criminally ill mental patients at the Hawaiian State Hospital using Hooponopono.